Hey guys, hope you're doing well. 2021 is officially over, actually, after today. It's been the most challenging and the most rewarding year of my life, and I'm going to tell you guys what happened and why you guys were such a big part of it. All right, let's get into it. So let me give you a little bit of an overview of why this year was so rewarding. One, I broke out on my own. I retired from a company I worked for 23 years. I was a retail manager for Publix. I was a bakery manager. I had a full-time video coming to doing this full-time. I'll link it down below. Here's a thumbnail of it here. But this has been a really challenging year too. One is I give the analogy of I'm not on a big, professional sports team anymore. I could have a bad day, we could still win the game, right? You've heard me say that. But now I'm like a professional golfer, and I'm only as good as my next swing, essentially. And some swings I sure did try to take this year, for sure. The biggest one was going into basically an entrepreneurship of product development. And it all started on September 6th when I launched my first product. A few weeks before, I launched a video of this tool holder you're going to see. I'll show you a picture of that thumbnail. That tool holder, kind of encompassing drills and angle grinders and all that, was kind of the mark of me starting something. Now, I've tried other products before. I've tried making tables and cornhole sets and planters and various other things, and they just never stuck. And some of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. It's because I didn't market them right. I didn't do the right things to get them out there. But here's what happened. What happened, I made a video on a new cordless tool charging station, and I asked you guys this question. Now that the drills are up on the wall, I was talking to my dad about it, and I said, hey, check this out. Look how these function. It's super great. And I said, you want some? you want a few holders? He was like, yeah, that'd be amazing. He's in the process of setting up his shop, so I did something. I went ahead and cut up 6 holders. This is a kit essentially for him. And right now I'm just cutting them out for friends and family, but I want to know, I haven't taken this to market. I haven't put it on a website, but I think they might do well, but I would love to know your feedback. So hit that comment section up and let me know what you think. All right, thanks. Needless to say, the comment section erupted with go ahead and do it. So I tried, and the rest is history. So on September 6th, I launched this tool holder. I'll actually show you. It's a series of pieces. It's these 3 pieces together, okay? If you don't know what they are, of course my website will be linked down below, but those pieces go together to hold a drill or a driver or an impact, whatever you want to call it. And I woke up the next day after publishing that video, and we had like $3,500 in sales in just a day, which is pretty good, I would think. It's not like that every day, of course. We've had some really strong days, some strong weeks. But it's been a real challenge to keep up with the demand of the popularity of that, and also we've developed other products too. Now, the thing that's really the most challenging though is to be quite honest with you, is the reason why I'm here. I'm not going to go into this too much, but I've got 3 kids, a 14, 5, and a 4-year-old. The 5 and 4 are autistic. My 5-year-old daughter, she's high functioning, but my son, he's nonverbal, and he's a challenge, man. He's a beautiful challenge for sure. And my wife, honestly, after being married for 8 years now, slowly seeing her take the decline into what they call chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME/CFS. It's a real disease, guys, and it happens to so many people around the world, and it's just so unexplained, and it just takes everything from them. My wife is essentially bedbound. She spends about 98% of her time in bed. So I had to take this leap of faith and do this. And why it's been so powerful has been the response from you guys, and I couldn't have done it without you. And just to let you know, you are really supporting a small business, like I said before. And this has been such an endeavor for me, and I've had a sense of calming knowing that I've got you guys behind me on this. And I just wanted to say thank you. But long story short, I think it's pretty interesting to hear some numbers. I've always wanted to know numbers on businesses and entrepreneurships and all that. And I'm going to be very forthcoming with you here. And I'll give you some numbers about what we've run, and tell you how things are going, and tell you the plans for the future. So let me tell you that now. So as you know, I do some product development on this channel. And before I get into some numbers, I'm going to tell you about the direction of really I have to go. I started this channel in my garage. And here's a quick look at the channel trailer from that time. Pretty neat to go down memory lane. Check it out. Here at A Glimpse Inside, we believe the creative process is not as intimidating as one might think. Making things, fabricating things, you guys can do this too. Our goal here is to inspire and educate people on the making process and to give them that creative push that they need. So join us as we make things and fabricate things for a better life and give you a glimpse inside the creative process. Guys, thanks for joining me, and let's go on this journey of building and making. Actually kind of fun to see how this has grown. And man, my beard is getting grayer, isn't it? As a guy working full-time, just trying to make products and you can see how ingrained I am in this. Just trying to make projects and to show you basically a glimpse inside my thought process. I think I have a couple little tips and tricks around the way of thinking and doing things, and I thought maybe you guys might want to know. My wife was definitely a big encouragement in that. She said, go do it. Take your phone, take your editing software on your phone, just go do it. And coincidentally, I still do it the same way. But long story short of it is I just was going to make things for the average maker that would get in their shop and maybe give you some inspiration to go do it yourself. And so since all of that, this thing has grown. And it's grown pretty crazily in terms of what I ever thought would happen. I'm very thankful for this little guy here. This is my Penguin Gen 2. This is a CNC machine. It's basically the housing and spindle. It's water cooled or liquid cooled. The inner workings of this are the same that go on a 5x10 machine, but it's at a small footprint. So it's a pretty strong industrial machine, and it's why I've been able to do this. So the direction of this channel is still going to be making projects from time to time. I just don't necessarily have the time to do so like I used to. You would think, well, you're full-time doing this, why not? Well, this demands a lot. And developing products and making products and actually putting a small hand sanding on them. So when you guys order from me, hopefully you guys understand and get a product that's tangible, that's good, that you feel has been crafted and made. Even though it has been made on a CNC machine, you feel like at least it's got a personal relationship with that owner, with me, and I thank you guys for it. So, but true numbers here, okay? We have eclipsed, as of today, about $54,000 in sales, which is pretty good since starting on September 6th in online sales, trying to be what I'm calling a makerpreneur. Is that right? No, let's just call it an entrepreneur. But it doesn't come without quite a bit of overhead. Shipping and shipping supplies alone are about $10,000, and materials, just plywood. You can see the stuff behind me. I've gone through about 100 sheets so far. I have quite a bit still here in the shop, and I have quite a bit of shipping supplies still here in the shop too. If you want to check that out. Ready? Oh, see, all that good stuff. But back to this. So the fact of the matter is that it's a lot of money to start a business, and it can generate quite a bit. We actually are doing we're doing okay in terms of the revenue coming in and helping us out. It's more than, there he goes. It's more than I ever thought was possible for a single sole proprietorship, for just a one-man show doing this thing. And I really do. I thank each and every one of you for it. And we have a lot of repeat buyers too, so that's always good. So essentially, all those numbers are basically bare bones. I'm not going to give you too many specifics, but I don't really include my time in this. I do this just full time, whether it's content creation, whether it's product development, whatever it is. But I do spend the majority of my time making these products and packing and shipping these products as well. And it's funny, we had a flash, like 24-hour sale over the holidays, and I got over encumbered with orders. It was crazy. About 170 orders came in about 24-hour span for a 25% off sale, and I had to enlist the help of some family. My dad came over. We were like a assembly line. He was on the computer. I was packing. We were getting things out. And it was actually kind of fun. It was the first time I'd ever had to do an all-nighter, where I just stayed up the entire night running this machine and making these things. And don't get me wrong, it's exhausting sometimes, but it's very fun. Those of you who are on your own and doing your own business, you know about those all-nighters for sure. I know my father, when he started his in 1988, he pulled quite a few of those too. So, and you know what? I'm going to tell you a little premonition as well. This is kind of interesting about in terms of starting this business and kind of the family lineage of how it all happened. So check this out. Okay, so talk about how a premonition I had early on. So it's 1988, right? Okay, I'm 8 years old. My dad starts his own firm. He was at a crossroads, kind of like I was here, in terms of what I had to do for my family and for us, and to kind of make sure that this was going to be successful. He was at a crossroads where he was let go of the company in 1988. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this on my own. So he started. He and him alone started doing a consulting business. The long story short of this is that he worked tirelessly for decades, and that's kind of what it takes in this space. Of course, my stepmother, his wife, helped him out throughout this process, and he was able to hire employees, and he built it up, and eventually sold it. And he's now consulting with other firms here or there, kind of like freelance. But for a long time, he was completely dedicating himself to his craft and his well-being and his family, just like I thought I would eventually as well. And so when I got into the workforce around 16, 17 years old in high school, I started working for Publix then. I thought, something's going to happen. I'm going to be, how old was my dad? He was 41 when it happened? Yeah. Okay. So I think, this is what I thought to myself back then. At 41, by 41 years old, I'm going to be doing things on my own. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do whatever. And had no clue it was going to be this. But I've thought that my entire adult life. And I had no idea as I was working in retail this whole time, these past 2 decades, that this was going to be it. And I'm over the moon that it is. And I completely understand, getting out there on your own and trying to figure this out. And those of you who have done this, kudos to you. You know what it's like. And those of you who are aspiring to do something like this as well, it's completely attainable. It's completely attainable. You just have to do something we've always said in our family, is just to put one foot in front of the next. And it doesn't mean it's going to be hard. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's like, and people will claim it's luck, and I think Elon Musk has a quote, I've worked my ass off for 30 years or 25 years, 24/7, and yet people still think I'm just lucky, and so it's really kind of not that way. Things have to line up. A little bit of luck does go into play, but luck always comes with hard work for sure. And I just can't tell you guys enough that if you want to get into this space and do something on your own, it's definitely possible. It's been so much fun to do this, and I'm having a blast. And it's called having a blast while being exhausted, if you know what I mean. And it's been really rewarding, and I want to thank each and every one of you again. So that's it for this year, guys. I mean, it's been pretty incredible, branching off, doing my own thing, the support of you guys, the support of this family. Of course, we're still hopeful, and we hope and dream for a cure for the wife, for sure. I do miss her, like I said, and these kids, I'm so glad I could be here with them. I actually got one sitting over there right now. You maybe have heard them, I'm not sure. It's early in the morning, and they're still just kind of settling into the morning right now. But thank you. This has been a great year, and I just wanted to say, you guys rock. Hope you guys have a wonderful 2022. As crazy as the world is right now, and I appreciate you sticking around. And if you want to see more of product development and kind of growing a business, that kind of content's going to be on here too. But yes, projects will still come as well. So if you are here from the very beginning and you know what we're all about, I appreciate you hanging in there. And but if you hear from the onslaught of all this new stuff, maybe the Stumpy Nubs shout out that we got over the past few months, that was awesome too. Those are some of my favorite things that have happened this year. Branching off, building a business, and getting recognized by Stumpy was pretty awesome as well. So cool. So James, thank you. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you guys, and I'll see you next year. What a year it's been, and thanks again. Take care.